Hi everyone, in this video we will be taking a look at the Esky dual dash cam system. I just purchased it from Amazon and this is the first time I'm unboxing it. So here we go. It comes in this nice box here that just opens up, and as you can see the camera and monitor are right there. And like I said, this is the first time I'm unboxing this, so just bear with me a moment while we figure out how this works here. So we got a whole bunch of cables. Put those off to the side. In fact, let's just take everything out of the box here and we'll see what we got. Alright, so we got some instructions here. Pretty simple guide here, actually very nice pictures and information on how to, looks like you can connect it to a factory monitor or maybe a DVD player input or something there. It does have a wired button that you can push to save footage. Has a GPS module which would give you location and speed, and looks like the monitor allows you to change between the view of the two cameras. So the reason why I purchased this camera is I actually already have a dash camera in the front, which works great. However, I wanted something for the rear. And all of the rear, or just any dash cameras in general that I could find, were kind of big and bulky. And in my back window, due to the way the shape is, I didn't want to put one of those larger dash cams in the way, blocking my view. So what I was trying to find was a dash camera which has the camera separate from the actual display, because I don't really need the display at all, to be honest. And there were a few out there that had this capability, but they were older. Not very many reviews. They're more kind of like GoPros used for action cameras, and I wanted something specifically for dash cam. So this one actually has two cameras. I really only needed one, but when I saw that this one had the basically the brains of the unit separate from the camera, and it has two cameras, so you could put one in the front, one in the back. Maybe you, if you're like a Uber or Lyft driver, you may want to have one facing outside and one facing inside, so you can keep watch of your passengers so they don't do anything stupid. I don't know. In my case, I'm actually going to use both in the rear. So rather than putting it kind of in the center of the windshield, which could be in the way, I'm actually going to install one camera in the rear facing one direction and the other camera facing the other direction. And that would give me an even wider perspective from behind me. So far, I like the camera. They seem to be pretty small, and there is some level of tilt and panning adjustment there. And let's see what kind of, it looks like a micro USB connection there on the camera itself. Sorry about the focus, I have it on manual. And let's see, so this one, it actually says front. So they give you a shorter cable because they figure you're going to install it in the front, so you don't need as long. However, the rear camera, it actually says rear on the back there, gives you a much longer cable because they figure, again, you'd be running this in the back to the front, so you're going to need a longer distance. Alright, so that looks good. Let's take a look at the power source here. It's just standard, actually it's standard micro USB. That's a pretty good addition. Most of these dash cams are still mini USB, that older style like Blackberries and older phones used to have. This is actually micro USB, so that's pretty cool. It's got your standard 12 volt cigarette lighter. Looks like that may be an LED ring there. No USB pass-through. Some of these dash cams have a 12 volt plug with another USB plug on the front, so you can plug in your phone or something. In my case, it's not a problem that I don't have that on this one. but just something to watch out for in case you only have one cigarette lighter plug and you need to plug in another device. You may need some kind of splitter because this does not have any kind of pass-through. This is an interesting little, I don't know what this is here. It's not part of the GPS module, I don't think. Yes, here's the GPS module. So again, this is separate from the actual camera system itself, so you can put this in a window or wherever it gets good reception. It also looks like there's some kind of a speaker in there. So maybe there's for playing back videos or for like beeping. I think it has like a lane assist feature. Probably beeps if you drive out of the lane. So everything here looks like it has micro USB, which is pretty cool. We got, I don't know why there's this this gold shiny thing here, but these are your cable holders to help you kind of route the cable through your car so it's not a mess. And let's see here, of course there's 3M adhesive tape on all of these. Sorry for the brightness, let me see if I can turn down this light just a little bit. There we go. So there's 3M adhesive strips on all of these, all of the cameras and everything that needs to stick somewhere. And it looks like there's also some extra ones here, which is nice. If you change vehicles or if you want to move it around or something, that's pretty nice. In here we have, this is your trigger button, so if you want to save the footage, you can just push that button, which is kind of nice because the one I have, you have to, my front camera is installed near the rear view mirror, so I kind of have to reach around to push the button, whereas this, I could route this cable somewhere conveniently on my dash just to push it. And actually in my case, since I'm using both cameras in the rear, if there was something I wanted to save or record, I wouldn't be able to do that because obviously I'm in the front of the car and the camera system's in the back. So having this remote trigger button is nice. The cable is probably not going to be long enough for me, but I'll figure out how to deal with that. And it's just standard micro USB, so you probably could extend it one way or the other. We have this AV cable, which has video and audio and also a micro USB input. Looks like that's for power, it says. So that's interesting that you can, again, I'm not sure if this is an AV input or output. I'll have to read the directions, but it does have that capability. Here's a standard micro USB cable, so you can plug it into your computer to download the footage if you don't have a SD card reader. We got some screws, we got a different kind of mount system here, we got a foam rubber pad, which is good because over time I actually had an issue with my front camera where after it's been about 2 years it's kind of loose and rattles a little bit, and this foam pad will help with keeping things tight. We have here, oh, this is interesting. This is a micro USB splitter. So it has one micro USB there and it splits it out to two. And it says GPS and key. So I'm guessing that would be if you want to use both the GPS receiver and the remote trigger button, I guess they can share the one connection. So that's interesting. Kind of like how this system's really modular. We have here, oh, we have a battery pack. This is interesting. It looks like an old cell phone battery pack, like you'd put in a flip phone or something. So that tells me this probably does not have a capacitor in it. So if you're in a very warm climate, for example, typically these batteries do not work very well if it's really warm outside. Whereas a supercapacitor, for example, will withstand the heat a little bit better. The only difference, the only benefit of the battery is you could run it without being plugged in for short distances, I suppose. Whereas the capacitor is only meant for just a few, maybe 10 seconds of operation. So here's the screen itself. It was hard to really tell the size of this on the Amazon pictures because you couldn't really tell the scale. You can just see by my hand here how big it is. We got the actually looks like it has a mini HDMI. It says HD out, so it has some kind of mini HDMI output. It's got a USB cable, that's probably for the power. There's your micro SD card slot on the top. I'm assuming that's probably for like a bracket to hold on like this. You got a power button. Looks like there's a speaker in there. And on the side, look at that. We got four micro USB connections, and front, rear, GPS slash, oh, that's like the remote button. And then number 4 looks like power slash AV. And then on the front here, we got a menu, playback, trash, mode, up, down, OK, record. There's your like emergency save button, so if you don't have the remote plugged in, you can just hit that to save the footage. You got a mic mute, and you got a rewind, fast forward if you're playing back with the screen here. Alright, so I'm back for just a brief moment. I wanted to kind of wire this up on the floor here just to take a look at all the inputs and outputs. And as you can see, it's pretty intricate here. So we got the USB on the right side. This is going to be for your computer, so that's not going to be hooked up at the same time as these other connections, but I did want to show what that looks like. And on the right side, or on the left side here, you can see it is numbered very easily. Front, rear, GPS slash remote button trigger, and AV slash power. So let's just follow the front and rear. They obviously go to the front and rear camera. There we go. There's the camera there. So those are the two there. The third one here, the GPS slash remote trigger button. So that actually goes to this little splitter device here. And one, it says key, but it's basically that remote record button. And then the other one there is for the GPS receiver. So you can, if you're not using the GPS, or if you're not using the other button, you can just plug those in directly. And then the fourth one here breaks out to the AV and has your power input. Again, if you're not doing the video, you can just do the power directly. One other quick note about this mount that it comes with. This basically just clicks in here like this, but just to note, it does not come with any kind of suction cup or anything there to put on your window. So you will need a third-party accessory to attach that to your window, but it does include this piece that snaps onto the monitor. So overall, so far, just in this unboxing, it looks like a pretty nice system. I will I'll make another video of the installation, and we'll see how well it performs. So thanks for watching this unboxing of the Esky dual dash camera system. And like I said, stay tuned on my YouTube channel to see another video of it in action. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys found this useful. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, and have a great day.